So welcome back to Decoy Court, where we're doing more r/am I the a-hole. In today's featured post, am I the antagonist for calling my sister a failure in life and asking her to take care of herself? So OP writes, so I, a 23-year-old female, have a lot of siblings. My dad got married 5 times and is divorced 4 times, has 12 children in total, probably more that he does not even know about. I know it sounds so hard to believe, but we come from a culture where you're asked to have a lot of kids and are even praised for it. I don't maintain contact with most of them, only my half-sister and brother. Recently, as in 2 months ago, I got a call from my oldest half-sister, 41-year-old female. Let's call her Nadine. Nadine said she was stranded in the city I live in after a Tinder date gone wrong. She had met someone online and traveled here to meet him and got catfished. She got robbed and needed some place to stay, so I gladly took her in. In my life, I've only met Nadine a bunch of times. The age gap is too big for us to have actually anything to bond over. She asked if she could stay with me for a while as my roommate, and I told her if she can pay rent and do some chores, and she agreed. In the time she's been living with me, she has been making comments about how I earn my money. I earn a good amount. I managed to buy a shabby house with it. It may be messy, but a home is a home. I earn through an adult site and some other ventures, and Nadine found it to be despicable. A week in, she began trying to talk me out of it. She said I was making a mistake, going against God, yada yada. I said I didn't need her input on it, and if she has a problem, she can leave. She kept pressing me about it, and I've been ignoring it until today when she asked me to come speak to her. She said that as an older sister, she was going to make sure I stopped doing the sinful things and choose a more proper path, and that she will inform my parents about how I'm earning money. They think I have a desk job. I told her she's full of it. That's my business. She has no right over me. Well, she called up my parents and told them, and I am pissed. My parents have threatened to disown me, and I honestly can't understand what she expected to gain from it. So I told her she has 2 days to pack up and leave, and she said I was becoming a pathetic loser and some other stuff. I found that hilarious, since she was a 41-year-old, no spouse, no home of her own. She couch surfs her way through life and hasn't held a good job for more than 6 months. She literally got catfished and robbed and had to move into my home as she had nowhere to go. I called her a failure at life, that she has nothing to her name, and no one who was even willing to take her in anymore because she has lived over 40 years with no plans or goals. That she should take care of herself and make something of herself before she can lecture me about her archaic opinions. She cried about it, and I ignored her and made myself dinner. Well, she said she will move out, and my parents are still pissed at me, but really can't do anything to me. I feel bad about what I said, but I also feel it was justified. I don't know, man. Am I the antagonist? So taking the case over to that superior decoy court that nobody seems to know about. There's a criminal court, there's a civil court, there's a Supreme Court, but decoy court presides over all of them, and most people don't know. But looking at this case right now, it's a situation where, yes, she's doing her sister a favor, and something I catch flack for in decoy court all the time is that if you're going out of your way to help somebody out, and you're doing something to enrich their life, they should not be talking trash to you or try to dictate how you do said favor. So either you accept their goodwill or you walk away from it. Don't try to change the way that they're a good person. And this over here where they say like, oh, I'm such a better influence. I'm an older sister. I can tell you you're making mistakes. Let me tell you how to run your life because you are flawed in your thinking and you really have no leg to stand on because you're so much more, so much less successful than OP. And the simple fact that they actually went out of the way to make the sister's life harder, OP's life harder, even though they're getting a favor done for them. So there's no way, even if it's the most despicable thing for the sister's morals, for her to say, let me try to make your life harder because you're doing me a favor and somehow I know how to live life better than you. So absolutely in decoy court, the judgment has to be that you're not the antagonist. And probably, even though they went out of the way to make them feel like a failure in life, they could have kicked out the sister right away, right before, even when they threatened. It's like, okay, you're going to threaten to hurt me in my life and my way of living. Okay, you're on the streets today. And they could have done that. But saying the decoy court always has to have the decoy defense. What would be the inverse of that? How could you make them not the antagonist? And OP says, oh, I don't even know some of my half-siblings. I don't even know what they're doing. Well, what if this whole catfishing scenario was orchestrated by OP? Like how maybe OP needed some help with the rent, and you know, as she's getting going on with her online adult career, that maybe she's falling on hard times. You know, the lockdown situation, maybe her clients have less money for her, so she's like, okay, I got this house, it's messy, I'm barely scraping by. Hey, I have a sister that lives in the area. What if I got a situation where we could just have her robbed and now she has to live with me? She can do some chores, kind of clean up after me and pay some of my rent, and that's going to be okay. So OP actually set this long thing getting the stepsister to fall in love with her fictitious character on Tinder, bring her out to the city, and make her rely on OP. And now OP's like, okay, cool, now do my bidding, and also don't tell anybody about my my shady business that I did online. They say it's an adult website, but is it, people automatically think OnlyFans. Well, what if it was just an adult website that's just catfishing? That's all she does on Tinder. Make people fall in love with her, get them out there, have her pay her bills, and then get sent away or something like that. And that's why she's saying this is a sinful thing, because it's not actually, an adult website in that sense of, OnlyFans. It's sinful in the way of just like stealing people, because that's also a sin too. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, even though the decoy defense has its point, I'm still saying not the antagonist. Like they set the stepsister right, and they were just defending themselves. Nothing wrong with that. So Decoy Court is going to take a brief recess, and I'm going to ask that you guys subscribe down below, put the notifications on, join that Decoy Koi Pond by, becoming one of the contributing members of the court, and then also giving me your feedback. Like, are they the antagonist? Are they not the antagonist? Is this something that if you personally saw your sibling, not this fictitious person online, but your personal sibling was making an OnlyFans account and posting on there and making like, $100K a year and making all this adult content out there that may forever haunt them later on in life, would you want to talk them out of it? Would you tell your parents as a power play, or would you just let it be? Let me know in the comments down below. But let's go ahead and say the prosecution is going to be those top comments, which is not the antagonist. She needed the wake-up call. What she did crossed the line, especially after you helped her out so much. And a reply to that saying, she purposely revealed personal information to the parents with the hope that OP would be disowned. She is a downright deplorable person trying to manipulate the situation so that she gets her way. OP is a saint. I would have immediately kicked her out because the sister showed malicious intent in her actions. What's to stop her from calling the cops and filing a false report to attempt to claim tenancy or adverse possession of the property within those 2 days? There have been instances where the homeowner goes out for the night and returns home to find the occupants claiming adverse possession. Homeowner calls law enforcement for trespassing, but the officers cite the situation as a civil situation, and the occupants lied about the length of their stay, which is a thing, and depending on what state they're in, it is very hard to evict somebody if they got mail at the residence, if they have been there for several years, or they have like a family or something. It makes it very difficult, and OP is just opening themselves up to being vulnerable to exactly that scenario. So the next top comment is, not the antagonist. She started the crap and couldn't take it. Good work in putting her in her place and removing her from your home. Which is a bizarre thing, because I feel that Reddit oftentimes doesn't side with the person that's kicking somebody out, that's making sure that the person is, having a bad time and also adding insult to injury. Oftentimes Reddit is more on the whole, oh, but you don't want to make someone homeless, you want to take care of them. And then, over the Decoy Koi Pond over here in Decoy Court is always, don't start none, won't be none. And that's why I saw the delineation between our two comment sections. But let's go ahead and say that top comments of the prosecution, the controversial comments will often be the defense. So the top controversial comment is, not the antagonist, sorta. Could have been nicer, but you're right. She has no right to judge you, and she should get her crap together. And it's true, he could have been, OP could have been nicer, but they weren't. But it's hard to say they are they're in the wrong for defending themselves. And the reply to that says, given the fact that OP is hosting a guest and said guest used that as an opportunity to engage in a crusade to upend OP's life, I don't think it's necessary for OP to be nice. I don't think that not being nice makes OP the antagonist at all, not even slightly. And they said not the antagonist in that judgment, so it's hard to disagree with that. But one that says everyone sucks here says, she had no right to go to your parents and you didn't need to be cruel. Kicking her out would be fine. No. I mean, that's the reply I would typically expect from Reddit, but there's nothing wrong with telling somebody, hey, takes one to know one type of situation. So the last controversial comment we'll see that got negative votes is not the antagonist, obviously. Also, if this weren't a public forum, I would totally ask you to drop your OnlyFans/cam link. There's nothing more powerful than woman supporting woman. Okay, I mean, I don't really know where that is right there. Somebody asking for the OnlyFans link. And honestly, there's a bit of astroturfing online where they say the best way to gain some momentum for your website or for your channel is to make a fake account that makes some offhand reference to it. The usual The typical version of this is someone posting a shirt saying, "My girlfriend made me this shirt. It's like it's got a theme to it. Haha, isn't this cool?" And people love it. They get artificially upvoted to the top, and the top comment is always like, "Man, that's an awesome shirt. Does she do commissions, or can you sell it?" And they drop the store link, and it's like, okay, cool. Now they just make a cool little 100K off drop shipping because they made some fictitious account on there that has this weird narrative behind it. And honestly, maybe I should do that right now. Thinking about that, should I always do my Decoy Court posts where I make a fake story and post it on there, but maybe I should just do a fake account, a fake Am I the Antagonist story, because I'm pretty good at making stories go to trending #1. It's probably gonna get me banned again, but whatever. I always get banned from that subreddit. But maybe I make an account and make a Am I the Antagonist thread that makes reference to the DecoyNoise channel, and then linking it back there to try to garner more clicks. Maybe that's a thing I should do, and maybe that's a thing that I ask of you, the Decoy Koi Pond at home. If you guys are subscribed with the notifications on and want to see me do this channel still, don't want to see me quit from this and just want to see it grow, maybe I just ask you guys, once I make the post, that we AstroTurf that, and you guys all ask and upvote it and just try to make it go a particular way in the comment section. Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe that's not. Maybe I'm just full of myself and think that my comments and my stories are better than the other Am I the Antagonist stories. So I mean, if you want to do all that, make sure that you upvote the video, and you also drop a comment as to if you want to see that or not. But if you don't want to subscribe, don't want to turn the notifications on, don't want to do any of that, that's perfectly fine. Just go ahead and put this on autoplay and watch the next episode of DecoyNoise coming up next.